It helps when I unmute the mic. We've all been there. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everybody is doing well and remaining healthy in this crazy time. I'm just checking all the streams. Everything looks good. If you're here in chat tonight, say hi. Let me know. Comment on the Facebook, chat in the YouTube, chat in the Twitch chat. If you're there, the channel chat, let's say hi. Let me know who's here. Let me know how you're doing. Been a good weekend. This weekend I had my 35th birthday. Getting old, I think. But it was enjoyable. We made some lasagna. That was good. I made some steaks this weekend. Some really nice, I think they were top sirloins. Good cast iron sear. Trying to make everybody nice and hungry. Hopefully you guys are starting to salivate a little. grab a snack, grab something, pull up, get some good headphones. Hopefully you're on some good monitors. It's going to be a good night. We got some more comments and questions in on the social media today. I'm just going to give some time for people to come in. Got this awesome playlist happening. Probably just pull it down just a touch. There you go. Just a touch. I can talk over a little easier. Yeah, like I said, it's been a really, really good week, really good weekend. Lots of things happening. Lots of exciting things going on. Like I said, just giving it some time for people to get into the chats and see the notifications and all that. So I'll give it a few minutes. I was talking to a friend recently about computers, the age-old Mac versus PC debate. And was telling him a little bit about hold on, let me fix my chair a little bit. It's a little bit crazy tonight. Get nice and settled, squared up. Yeah, so we were talking about the Mac versus PC debate, and I was telling him about the streaming PC that we got running here for our live streams. And yeah, it's just nuts. I have a friend, he's looking to build a studio computer. This chair's still bugging me. Give me a second, guys. I've got this like purple cushion thing and it just doesn't sit right on this gaming chair. Don't buy a gaming chair. Whatever you do, don't buy a gaming chair. They are just not comfortable. And again, if you're on, say hi in the chat. Oh, look at that. I might actually be early. I am actually early. We're just gonna hang out then. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. Still got a few minutes here. Let's see here. Can I let's play around with OBS a little bit while we're waiting. Loving this playlist. Love this song, the playlist. Let's get a countdown. Playing with studio mode a little bit. Yeah, okay, so I'll get back to that PC discussion. So we were talking about PC versus Mac, and I was telling him about a Threadripper build that I planned. Teach us on Master. Hey John, good to see you on Facebook. Just FYI, Facebook is about 40 seconds behind, and it's also downscaling me to 720p 60, so I don't know what it's doing to the audio. Highest quality is going to be on YouTube and then Twitch. Fastest response time is going to be on Twitch. Yeah, so I designed a Threadripper build for him. It's a 32 core monster. He had planned like an $8,000 budget for a Mac Pro at about 16 cores, I think it was. And I just threw some stuff together in PC Parts Builder and came up with a 32 core monster for like $4,000. So it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous what you can do these days. With 32 gigs of RAM, 4 channels, so that 4 8 gig sticks, I think. Didn't need crazy graphics, but I threw in a 1650 Super just for the heck of it. 2 4 terabyte Western Digital Black drives, a 512 Samsung 870 NVMe drive. Twitch link. Twitch is just twitch.tv/James Arthur Hurley. Yeah, I'm a super big fan. And the YouTube, John, is youtube.com/C because of reasons /James Arthur Hurley. I believe a few years ago they started adding C to all the channel URLs. Unless maybe you're partnered or something with them, whatever it is. So yeah, give it some more time. I started streaming way earlier tonight, so we'll just banter for a little while. You got something cool to tell me about? How you guys doing? Hopefully everybody's staying well. How's your weekend? Anybody do anything fun on the weekend? Hopefully everybody was getting up to some fun stuff. Want to send some good vibes out. Hoping everybody who joins in and watches is doing well. Looks like I got some noise I need to turn off. My apologies, don't need to have the bing bongs. So I went live. It looks like I went live maybe 10 minutes early, and that means that the scripts all went out just now. So it takes about 7 minutes for the scripts to run. That's interesting. Good to know. Using some royalty-free lo-fi vibes from Spotify. So we're way early, so I'm just going to be chilling for a little bit, chatting. Really funny if I'm bobbing my head to the music and I'm like completely off time because of any delays. That would be hilarious. The other thing I'm playing around with is I've got the RTX voice noise suppression thing going on to kill any background noise that happens. I've got 2 tiny dogs and they tend to be a little yappy. Dave Jordan, good to see you on Facebook. I started way early today because I calculated my countdown wrong, which is awesome and not awesome. Oh, good times, good times. I hope I don't run out of space on my record drive. Let's go check that while I'm waiting for people to join in. Where is that storage drive? OBS captures. Let's see, what do we got here? Around 20, let's see, worst one is like 28 gigs. Do I have 28 gigs left on this drive? Properties. Oh yeah, I'm so good. I got 160 gigs left. I'm all right. My Twitch stream is black. Interesting. Let me go check that. Twitch. My Twitch stream is black. That's very odd. I need to turn off the sound because I'm now got 2 sounds coming in. I wonder why the Twitch stream is black. That's a new one. Let me check over on Mob Crush. Very odd. Let me see if I can't reset it while I'm streaming. Let's give that a go. I might have to just restart the stream. Let us see. Give it a minute. Still should be good over on YouTube and all that, yeah? Yeah, YouTube looks good. It's just Twitch. Twitch is being interesting. Eight, 12, what, 512 gigs of RAM. Wow. 4 8TB hard drives. Yeah, I was running up there too. 2 2060 Supers? Bro, what are you doing with 2 2060 Supers? That's absolutely insane. Twitch. Twitch is being all sorts of fun tonight. Anybody got any ideas on how to reset the Twitch? $3D. Oh, see, that makes sense. That makes sense. 3D modeling and rendering. Yeah, lots of editing. I'm hoping maybe to get on that 3080 Ti life when that drops at the end of the year, early next year. Just because. I'm trying to find out if there's a way I can't fix the Twitch stream. Let me see. I don't have anything. Currently working on 8K. Whoa, dude. An 8K project, 27 timelines. Bro. How'd your song contest come up? It's killing the computer. Yeah, I mean, that's not where, there's not much farther you could go. 2080s, 2080 Ti's. Is there a 2080 Ti? I see a 2080 Ti. I mean, that's it. Or maybe you could just break it out to 4 cards. Get a new motherboard. Break it out to 4 cards. Interesting. I'm not sure what to do about the Twitch stream, guys. I apologize. I'm not. It should be working. Just kill it for a minute. Let's see. It's very interesting. Let me check my settings real quick in OBS, make sure there's nothing weird. Nah, it's going to Mob Crush, should be fine. Yeah, no, that all should be fine. I believe the issue's probably over on Twitch's end. Because I do not believe... Ching, yeah. we are. I am definitely looking at having private lessons. I'll be doing. So I don't ask for money for these. I mean, there's a Patreon out there. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's just like blank donations. I mean, you're free to contribute if you feel like it. I don't peddle for money or anything like that. I like spending time with everybody. However, I am playing with the idea for like private lessons and things like that. As a maybe like a little side hustle or something, but I probably would just set it up through Patreon or something as like a Patreon tier or something like that, just to make it easy for everybody and the broader viewer base. There'd be limited time slots, obviously, because there's only so many hours in a day. But yeah, I definitely have thought about that. I really wish I could get this this Twitch figured out. Twitch is like kicking my butt tonight. So we're about 5:36. I usually wait about 5 minutes before I jump into the Pro Tool session. But this Twitch thing is kind of kicking my butt just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I might just have to. That's really interesting. I may just have to ask people to head over to YouTube. Yeah, I think the Patreon setup. I'll look into it. Hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll look into that Patreon this week, and on Wednesday's stream, I'll probably talk a little bit about it for anybody who's interested. But for now, I think I'm just gonna have to forego Twitch for now. But yeah, there's a Patreon there. I'll talk about it more on Wednesday. Let's fade out this music and let's pop on over to the Pro Tool session and see where we're at, where we left off. Let's go over to our session there. I'm going to need to switch all the screens and things. Unmute the Pro Tool session. Let's see if we got audio tonight. Here we go, guys. All right, so this audio is just my test audio, so ignore this entirely. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we definitely have the audios working. All right, so earlier today, like I do every day, posted on Instagram and asked for some questions for tonight. We got some responses for sure. So let's pop over to those, and let's start with the first ones I've gotten, and we'll work our way back. Yep. First one I got was hilarious from a friend. What do you do if the band is poo? I don't know. Work your best. Do your best. There's something to be said for that. If the band is just really not together, or doesn't have really quality musicians, I mean, you can do your best to still find energy somewhere. But ultimately, poo in, poo out, I guess is what they say. We used to have the saying when I was in college, you can't polish a turd, but you can roll it in glitter. So, I mean, you could do a lot these days with like auto-tune and sample replacing and all that, but that's a whole lot of work and a whole lot of artifacts to bring into a live mix. But hey, I mean, whatever works, right? I'm a big believer that we have guidelines, we don't have rules, and if we have rules, they're meant to be broken. Let's see. How do you handle lead vocals so it's in front of the band but still sounds together? Well, if you've watched any of the guys like Dave Pensato, or there's plenty of great engineers out there who have talked a lot about this. You want to, I mean, the vocal's the most important part of your mix, right? Like, I mean, it's the lyric, it's the melody. You want to like make sure that whatever you're doing. Oh, did I lose my mouse? Where's my mouse? There it is, flying around. You want to make sure that you're hearing whatever you're working on in context of that vocal, of that star. What I prefer to do, let's go see, we got, okay, here's a great example. Okay, you can see this particular, all right, well, so our lead vocals are here. You could tell the difference between like a background vocal here where you've got some like not so confident part, or maybe a part that's too low for the register or whatever, and then a part of the song where they're hella confident and just over the top. Whereas like our lead vocals somewhere around here is relatively consistent, still a little bit all over, but relatively consistent. What I want to do is I want to take that performance and I want to make it shine, right? So I want to work on that first. Let's see what we have here. Let's listen to this for a second. We'll start at that section there, and I'll go ahead and bring this up. Oh, you know what? I think let me go look at something here. I think our bussing for this is a little bit strange. All right, let me... Oh, we can start here. Let me switch out these to be set to the left, right. We'll do this. We'll go... Well, digital output. That's our left, right for this. Hold on, guys. Come on. There we go. Digital output. That should give us right over to where we want to be. And I actually don't want to listen to any of the reverb yet. Okay, so this is raw. Okay, so let me first put a little bit of a caveat out here. These are raw vocals. They are not studio vocals. They are live. No matter how good your singer is, there will be some degree of wavering and warbling and all over pitch. There's just an energy that makes it very hard. If you're dancing on stage, your diaphragm's going to move. So let's have a listen. So there's a couple things I'm probably going to want to do here. First thing is, I'm going to want to keep this vocal. So today I'm going to move away from the stock plugin thing. So let's spend a little bit of time with some of our Waves plugins. And I pray to God that all of these registered, but I have run into issues where they have not been registering. So one of the things I do straight away for all my vocals is I use this RVox thing, right? The reason I use this is because it does a couple things for me. Sometimes, not all the time, but you see this section here where I've got bleed. I may push a little bit of that down with this gate, but it's not a very pretty sounding gate, right? So normally I just don't use it. Looks like the leader of this song is one of the other vocals. It's this one down here. Actually, this might be good. Let's move over to that one because we've got tons of dynamic and this is going to help. So I'm going to move that. It's going to help me with this point. So I'm going to move that RVox down to that lead vocal, and I will change this lead vocal to something bright so that everybody can see what I'm working on. Okay. I know the resolution of the screen on the stream isn't that great. I am working on some solutions for that, but bear with me. So I'm going to go to a loud section in this mix. So if I'm post mixing this off of a recording from whatever, I'm going to go find a loud section of this song with the vocal, and I am going to take control of it. And I know that I just want to kind of rein it in a little. So with RVox, when you here, let's mute that one. And we'll actually, it's this one I want to mute, and we'll bring this one up. Cool. We want to bring this down. So she's yelling right here. That's not really music. That's just MC moment. So let's go to singing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring this down about 3 dB. And I'm using the gain, bringing the gain down too here. So watch what happens with this plugin. You may be familiar with it, but as I bring this comp down, it's like an auto threshold makeup. So it gets louder, and I don't necessarily want that. So I'm going to bring the gain down as I bring this down, right? So let's go ahead and... I want about 3 at the loudest bits, so if I'm a little too much, I'll bring it back up. Don't hit it so hard. Here's a loud spike coming. So we're at 4 already. I'll bring it up a little bit more. Actually, let's go right into that spike. Yep. Okay, a hard spike like that, I'm not too bothered by. I want an average of 3, so maybe up a little. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the overall EQ of the mic, because this is a live mic. It is not a studio mic. It doesn't sound awesome. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and use an EQ that is decent. Do I have it? Do I have it? Do I have it, guys? Fab filter I've got. Oh, we'll go over that one in a second. That's dynamics. That's why I'm seeing a multiband. Pro Q3, I absolutely... Hey, let's see. What does it want? Do I enter a license? Oh, I actually have to paste it in. Oh, well. Okay, so we're going to flip to another one. That's one of my favorite EQs, but apparently I haven't licensed it on this user account. So it thinks I don't. So let's go with... These are also great EQs. This one here. So I like the Renaissance series. Renaissance series is fantastic. We're live, so we've got a lot of sub energy from the PA, right? So first thing I'm going to evaluate is that. Okay, so I'm taking off some low end, but hear the difference? But I'm not killing the tone in her vocal. Let me see if that this might be good to talk about. Let me see if this multiband. Where are you? So many plugins. I will find you. I will find you. No. Okay, so it looks like all my fat filter stuff's not registered. Sorry, boys and girls. We'll just keep going with this, right? So she's got a little bit of proximity effect right now. Now, I happen to know this vocal pretty well. I can tell you right now that that's not the case for her normally. So I really want a multiband on this, but I can't because I have not licensed these. And I don't know if I have another multiband ready. Let's have a look. C6, C6, C6. Yeah, I do. Cool. We'll go that route. I don't believe I have my default. So when these Waves plugins sort of like load in by default, I don't appreciate the fact that they've got all these like bumps and all this other stuff. I like to take control of everything myself. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go 0 U out. We'll 0 that out. We'll 0 this out. I got to say, usually I save a preset for all this, guys. Release, we want a manual release. We can go, so opto is a little bit slower. It's like an optical compressor. Electro is a little bit quick. We'll do that. We'll adjust the knee as we need to. We will do these Qs up nice and high. Oh, that's really high. How about that? Well, way to go, Waves. We'll just get them up high for now. The Q is the filter quality. What I will do is we'll bypass. Oh, that doesn't make it disappear. So we'll take this low one, and we will use it. Oh, thanks, Waves. Okay, that's fun. Well, we'll keep it down here, and we'll take this low mid one. Actually, we'll take this one here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take care of that low bump in the low mid. We're not going to want to use a compressor. And the reason we're not going to use a compressor is because when we take, or sorry, an EQ, we're not going to use the EQ. Because when we take it out all the time. What we want to do is we only want to take it out when it's a problem. So a multi-band compressor is a much better tool for this. So we'll go find the annoyance. So it's, I mean, I know it's around like 250. It's, so that's really what's bugging me right there. So let's go ahead and... Oh, I know what I did, guys. I didn't put a range in. I'm going to put a range in around -6 for now. And I want the release to be real quick. And hopefully I'll widen this up a little. Now, if I can show you the result of this. Bypass it. Now it sounds like her position's a little bit more consistent to me. And there'll be sections of this where you'll hear she pulls off the mic or gets quieter. This is going to help this. So when she gets quieter or pulls off the mic, it's going to release this compressor because it's not going to be triggering the threshold. So we'll get some of that warmth back. Now the rest of this, we'll put the... Yep. Gonna put the EQ after that. Oh, by the way, so if you've got a live recording and you've got some background bleed and you don't want to loop like a word, you just want to keep moving, I listen to the background noise when I'm EQing just to find the sound that I was hearing in the voice. So I'm just balancing out the tone to my ear here to make it sound a little bit more. So already it's starting to sound closer to a studio mic and not so much like a live mic. And what we will do is we're going to go ahead and sweeten it, right? So we need to actually, let's go ahead and let's put some Studio Love on it. Ready, guys? Studio Love. Good old CLA.
You gave it all for me, and all you are is all I need.
Now the noise floor is going to come up when I do this, but it's a live record, so that doesn't bother me.
Jesus, you gave it all for me, and all you are is all.
And we'll listen to this because we've picked up some warmth again.
And your grace, like a flame, washes through me. In new life I breathe. In you I am free.
For this particular vocal, it's really kind of sweet, so am I going to put a little bit of fur back in with this. But the other thing is, she's real shaky, so I'm going to probably hit her real hard. And the low end that I'm picking up, I'm not too worried about because of what I'm about to do. We're going to make it sweet. We're going to go find Mr. Pewtech, or Pultec, and we're going to pull some out of 100. Actually, it's a little bit. We're going to go a little bit crazier on this. And this low end filter, we'll probably bring it up here. And we'll marry it to this one.
And your grace, like a flame, washes through me. In new life I breathe. In you I am free. And I'm sinking into you.
Not too bad. So bringing it close to us, we're smashing it to all hell. Get it nice and up front in your face. We're gonna sweeten it, but we're not gonna watch those S's too.
And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I need. Hallelujah.
And then, of course, we're going to have tons of the noise there. We need some more volume so we can hear what you're doing. Okay, so the mix rig is a little bit low. Awesome. Let me flip over. Mix rig is a little low, so we'll bring the mix rig up. Actually, let me... Mix rig's already at 9. Let's do it in Pro Tools. So...
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
It's about 6 dB, 5.4.
You are is all I need. And
So I am, because of the cumulative effect of the other ones, I am going to wind up pulling out a little bit here. Woohoo! My favorite thing to mistakenly do.
And I'm sinking into you like
And then-
a wave you can never make.
I'm missing a little bit of that.
So I'll let it fade. Come on,
Thank you. There you go. Much better, he
This
says.
life I give it all. I give it all to you.
So I'm trying to
I'm
fake the sound of a more
holding
expensive
on
mic
to
than was
all you
used.
are. All I need is you. And Jesus,
And I am not
you gave
concerned
it all. You
at
gave
all
it all
about the
for
bleed.
me. And all you are is all I need. Hallelujah.
And I'll start with that. If I'm really wanting to get fun, I might throw one more of these suckers on there.
Come on, church, lift your voice. Like the sea
It's about good.
is given to the shore.
So if that's the vocal for this song, I'll start with that and I'll try to keep that in.
Gave me your all. Sing now I'm yours.
So I'll go ahead and put one of these in here.
Come
This
on,
is
we
the
proclaim
overheads
that
I'm starting
tonight.
with.
Like the sea is given to the shore. You gave me your all. Come on, we declare it
A
tonight.
little bit hot. I want to get to around 0.
Now I'm yours. I give you my all.
And we'll go ahead and just compress
I
this a little.
give you my soul. I give you my all. Come on, we're reaching out to Jesus tonight. Every hand lifted high in this place. The word of the Lord says neither death, nor height,
and
nor
we'll do
any
this.
other created thing can
We'll check
separate
the
us
polarity.
from the love of Jesus. So if you believe that tonight, I want you to lift your voice with me and sing in unity. Come on, we declare.
We're going to wind up turning that down.
It's
just a little bit hot. It's recorded real hot.
I'm holding on to all you are. All I need
A
is
little bit of punch, a little bit of space there. I have a sub, so I'm
and
going to remove that.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
It's probably fine there. We'll go up to 4. We'll let some of that attack come out. Bring it down. Oh.
I'm sinking to you.
Woohoo!
And your love is wild and free.
Oh, and I want to sidechain
And
this.
all you are. Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for
And then
me.
we'll move this up here. Oh, we do want to hold
And
on this.
all you are is
And
all
we're going to want to get off of
I
it.
need. And your grace, like a flame,
Oh, here, by the way,
washes through me. In new life.
let's do this. One thing we can do, where are we going to put this? We're going to put this probably there. Actually, I'm going to need a little bit more space, this vocal, just to keep things a little bit cleaner and in context. Let's do this. So hopefully this works. Where do you put it, Waves? Dynamics? Do you put it in here? If anybody knows where, there it is. Got it. I got it.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I need. And your grace, like a flame, washes through me. In new life I breathe. In you I am free. And I'm sinking into you.
So when we do that,
Like a wave you cover me.
not too
And
crazy.
I surrender to this love so wild and free. Come on, we say.
We can do this.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on
we go. Clean it up a little.
Gave it all for me.
For this kick out.
Is all I need.
Bring this down. Bring it back in.
Your love is all we need.
Check polarity.
Come on, church, lift your voice. Like the sea is
I like it
given
actually in.
to the shore.
Let's hear it.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
Yep.
And all you
And we'll do something
are
similar here.
is all I need.
Actually, we'll do this.
Like a flame.
I'm going to use this to meter this real quick. Okay, so we've got, let's turn this off real quick. Yep, primary, most of our energy is down low, so we'll use that for the gate. And then we will do something similar where we will get this thing up there. We'll hold for the length of a transient, right? And we'll get off of it just after. Maybe a little longer because it's the sub, it's a longer transient. And then that artifact we'll get rid of by lengthening the attack. And we won't go so deep on the... There we go. Cool, so that'll be for that. And I want to do the same thing here for the depth on this gate. I don't want to be removing entirely.
Come on, church, lift your voice.
But I do want to compress this kick.
He's given to the shore.
We'll
He gave me your heart.
Let's see
He
here.
gave me your all. Sing
I think
now,
I
I'm
liked
yours.
somewhere around here last time. We'll go back to where the kick is
Jesus,
playing.
You gave it all. You gave it
I'll turn the
all
gate
for
off just so that I can see the
me.
gain reduction on the compressor.
And all you are
Because I don't want to
is
go crazy.
all I need. And your grace, like a flame, washes through me. In new life I breathe. In you I am free.
I'm going to get the snare in here. I'll go do the ambience real quick.
Into you, like a wave you cover me.
Snare
And I
top.
surrender to this love so wild and free. Come on, we say, this life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are.
So bring this down a
All
little
I
more.
need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
Brighten it up a little because it's a bit of a dark snare.
Is all I need.
Now for the compressor on this one, we're going to go a little bit fun.
Your love is all we need. Come on, church, lift your voice. Like the sea.
See if we can
Jesus,
flip
you
over.
gave it all.
Okay, come on, Pro
You
Tools.
gave it all for me.
There we go.
And all you
Let's find a groove.
are
Let's find a groove,
is
guys.
all I need.
Snares here. Let's go here.
And you great.
There we go.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you.
Yep. So sometimes what you think is going to work does not work to your advantage. It's going to work, but
I
it's
give
really...
it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to.
Not loving the tone. So I'm gonna stack another EQ because again, no rules. Not a fan. And I'm going to take a little bit of the low end out. And one little other trick here, this is pretty common to do. It's a very dark snare. There we go.
You gave it all, you gave it all for me, and all you were is all I need. Hallelujah. And your love is all we need.
So a lot of our snare sound is coming from these overheads.
Come on, church,
And I
lift your
know we're going to
voice.
get more cymbals as we add more things, so...
This life, I give it all. I give it all to you.
Real quick, gonna do this. There we go. There we go.
All I need is you. And
Snare bottom.
Jesus, you gave it all.
A lot of people forget. Just a nice punch in the snare bottom. I'm dealing with a lot of that already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of it now.
Hallelujah.
We'll probably do this, copy this over.
And your love is all we need. Come on, church, lift your voice. Like the sea.
Still feel like it's too loud. It's just not
This
fitting
life,
tonight.
I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave
Pull this
it
back, and
all.
we'll tuck
You
it back in under.
gave it all for me. And all you were is all I need. Hallelujah.
Let's see here. Only other thing I might do is this guy here. La, 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 la.
Come on, church, lift your voice. Like
And this is just quick and dirty. Probably spend a lot more time focusing on these.
I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all
Okay,
for
now you're gonna see what
me.
happens when we have all this craziness here.
And all you
Oh yeah, that's right. I better get rid of this because this mic here I think has a bad connection on it. See if I can find that noise again. Yeah, see, it's just broadband. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do about that. So this stage ambience mic and this stage ambience mic are going bye-bye. And then we'll start with the, I guess these are shots.
this life I give.
First thing I'm going to do in solo is I'm just going to pull a low end out. And I'll probably tuck down the... We want the voices. So that's probably not that bad. It's a ambience mic, so we can just use the built-in stuff. We don't need any love from anything else. We don't need a lot of it either. We are going to want a little bit of attack left in for when they clap. And we'll copy this to the other one. And we'll stage left is house right.
It is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
You start to see how that voice is sitting
And
there.
all you
And the drums are fitting in with the room.
is
So woohoo! All that low end. Bye bye. We'll bring this down a little bit. Again, it's just the high end. And we will gonna go for the voices. And we'll copy, actually, let's go ahead and put a little bit of control on it. Slow down the attack in case they clap. We'll go ahead and copy this. Hopefully that was the right key combination and paste it. It was not. Let's try it again. There we go. I got the other two right, didn't I, guys? Yeah, I did. So here we go. So shot left, right. So opposite of what you think. Just we're making sure that we don't hear an imbalance. Not too worried about the warble, guys. There we go. And we'll quickly just build the rest of this mix. There's going to be killer tracks, so we're going to take some low end out of this bass.
Come on, church, lift your voice. And I can see this life. I
You have a basic
give it
compressor.
all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all.
We're leaving some of this in. We took it out of the voice, but we're going to need it for the guitars.
And all you are is all I need.
Come a little bit harder on it. And then this one here is a... Oh, that's the trash mic.
Your love is all we need. Come on, church, lift your voice.
We'll do the same thing. Take some low end out because we do not need it for
Is
this.
this life? I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm
actually
holding
don't need this
on
compressor.
to all you are.
Go
All
away.
I need is you.
We do
And
need you here.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I need.
This one's got a little clickety clack, so we're going to take care of that. Yeah, I'm still listening to everything in context. We might need to bring down just a little bit.
Come on, church, lift your voice. And I can see. Is this life? I give it all.
Check out these. We're not going to worry about the
I give it
acoustics.
all to you. I'm holding on to all you
Right
are.
away.
All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
Oh, I hear something. This might be... Yep, I can hear it already. Multi-channel. Other... I keep forgetting about this, and I should probably just fix it once and for all. This guitar has a... we'll just do it with this one. This guitar has a problem in its rig where... Oh, say it was multi-channel. I need multi... sound field trim? No, trim. Where are you? Multiple mono. This guitar has a problem in its pedal board where one side is out of phase, and I keep forgetting about it. Let's see, I think it's the right. Yeah, there you go. That's much better.
This life, I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All
I'm sitting it back where it needs to be.
And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
And for the compressor, do one of these.
And all you are is all
3A.
I need. Hallelujah.
than like 3
Come on,
dB on
church,
the
lift your
loudest for the
voice.
guitars.
Like the sea. This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
With a nice slow attack this compressor has, and a pretty quick release.
All I need is you. And Jesus,
Put them off to the side, and we'll turn it down a little.
You gave it all for me.
Bring this guy up.
And all you were is all I need. Hallelujah.
Can't tell if this one's also got an out of phase side or if it's just phasing. Let's try it. Let's move this. Play again. Play again. Loop. I think it's got an effects pedal on it, but it's sitting more positive coherence with that. So we'll go with it for now. Fix it later if we have to.
You gave it all for me. And all you were is all I need.
See, as I'm adding sources, I'm trying to keep the space there because they start piling up on each other.
Come on, church, lift your voice. And like the sea,
I'll use the same
this
compressor.
life I give it all.
See, it's a little bit harder than I want, so I'll hold back a little.
I'm holding on to all you are.
Also, a nice little EQ for guitars that I use quite frequently is this guy. Where are you?
This
guy here.
life I give it all.
Or
I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you were is all I need.
I'm gonna leave space for the keys, so I'm gonna tuck them back a little bit.
Your love is all we need.
Woohoo! Those tracks are
Come on,
blasting.
church, lift your voice. And like the sea,
These tracks are
this
so loud.
life I give it all. I give
If you're
it
mixing
all to
backing
you.
tracks for live performance, they do not need to be that
I'm
loud.
holding on to all you are. All I need is you.
I'm trying to line the snares up.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you were is all
And you'll know
I
you can hear.
need.
You can hear why I left all the room in the low end from the bass.
Your love is all we need. Like the sea, this life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you were.
Hopefully what I've translated in the last few minutes is by listening to the vocal the whole time,
This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
it's still there, it's still up
I'm
front.
holding on to all you
And of
are.
course, we always can
All I
just
need is you.
give it a kick there.
And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you were is all I need. Hallelujah.
And you can start adding all the other effects and stuff that
This
you want,
life I give it all.
which I don't have set up.
This life I give it all.
Now, the next question I got was a similar one. It's how do you blend the vocals? Well, we're going to do something similar, but now that we have that lead vocal sitting there, we'll start bringing in some of the other vocals, but if we want that lead vocal to stand out and be nice and crisp and airy, we'll leave some of that high-end lift in there, but we'll make the BVs just a little darker so that they gel a little bit more together.
This life, I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you.
This love, I give it
And I will start,
it all to you.
let's do this.
Holding on to all you are.
Let's take some low end out first, because there's a lot in this mic. It's a KSM.
Jesus, you gave it all.
We'll leave the richness in his voice.
For me.
But I'm gonna, so what I'm doing is I'm building sort of a template.
All I need.
I'm building a little bit of a template for the rest of the BVs. So we'll go ahead and put, actually let's do this. Let's put the primary source expander. No, I wanted it first.
This love, I give it all. I give it
Let's
all
go find a
to
loud
you.
section for him.
I'm holding on to
So he's
all
the
you
KSM
are.
Vox.
All I need is
This is relatively the loudest. What about here?
Jesus. This life, I give it all.
Here's a loud spike.
Give it all to you.
Relatively. Let's just bring him down a little bit.
Holding on to all you are.
Okay, so before I move on,
Need is
I'm gonna go make sure that this level that I have him at with this is
And this life, I give it all. I give it all to you.
yeah, it's working for me.
This life, I give it all. I give it all to you.
Let's go ahead and do this.
Holding on to all you are.
I'll just give it back to him a little bit, not as hard as her, but I do want it under control.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
I shouldn't have to do too much work with this because this is a really nice microphone. But we will go ahead and
This life, I give it all. I give it all to you.
I turned it down because I don't want it to trick my ears.
Holding on to all you are. All I need is you.
I tend to like this one better.
Jesus, you gave it
All the way fast for me.
Gave it all.
So bring it down.
And all you are is all I need. This life, I give it all.
So I might actually wind up pulling these down a little bit.
I'm holding on to all you are.
So here's another, okay, so for, in the studio you would cut these out. In a live mix, you may not have time to do this, so what I would do is I would go in with something like my favorite de-esser.
This life, I give it all. This life, I give it all. This life, I give it all. I give this life, I give. This life, I give it
So the reason I'm going to go so harsh on this is because I want the S's from the lead vocal to stand out and not the BVs.
This life, I give it all. I give it all.
And you'll notice that I'm not doing just the, it's a little bit faster response. I'm not doing just the high end, I'm doing the whole thing, because it's a little bit, even though we're focusing on one frequency for S's, S's may shift. So it's going to get my F's too, so I may not go so harsh. So let's hear it.
This life, this life, this life, I give.
And you can tell why I love this de-esser, because it's just really, really nice. Now let's hear it back in context.
In this life, I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
know what I forgot? I forgot. I'm gonna do this after the Arvox. This guy.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you.
So from there, we'll go ahead and we will start listening to some of the other vocals.
This life I give.
And we will start by just copying a couple at a time.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
Of course, this is a much more...
To all you are. All I need is you.
It's not a Neumann.
And there's just you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
This is going to be fun, this one, because
This life I
it's a
give
very
it all.
muddy capsule.
I give it all to you.
Let's see.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
Gonna need a little bit more.
Holding on to all you are.
Yep.
All I need is you.
It's pretty warm right now, so we're gonna stick with it.
You gave it all. You gave it all for me.
Too much.
And all you are is all I need. This life I give it all. I give it
Slow
all
this
to
release down.
you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I
We'll
need
smash 'em.
is you.
So we should be...
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You
You can see how challenging this particular mic technique is, so... Oh, did I... It's probably what I did wrong. Sorry guys, one sec.
This life I give it all. I give it
I
all
was
to
wondering
you.
She suddenly got so
I'm
muddy.
holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you
Bad key
gave it
commands.
all. You gave it all.
Kyle asks, who is this? This is happens to be C3 Church in San Diego. I am using this with fair use because we are commenting on it and we are breaking it apart, so it meets fair use.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm
So again-
holding on to all you are.
Similar voice to the one we're listening to right now. So let's go ahead and steal up to this one here and see what happens, and we'll check our work.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you.
So just in case it gets a little bit
This
gnarly.
life I give it all. I
There we go.
give
That'll
it
sit
all
better.
to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All
We've
I
already done the
need is
C6. We've put in the
you.
tuner. Oops, two tunes we don't need.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it
And then let's
all
take some of
for
that super low end
me.
off.
And all you
We'll flatten this back out.
is all I need. This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
There we go. We'll do that again. I could do that with the C6 as well.
All I need is you.
And we'll go ahead and take her under control.
Jesus, you gave it all.
Yeah, that's not bad because that'll warm her up some more too.
This life I give it all.
Make some space.
To you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. Jesus, you gave it all.
You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I
So I'm just checking balances.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
This This is another strong vocal. Because the gain staging on this vocal is a little bit different because she's stronger.
I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. And all
Checking
I
my work.
need is
Checking my work.
you. Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
Yeah, there's Waves tune.
Is all I need. This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are, and all I need is you.
Okay, hopefully that'll keep us
Jesus, you
under
gave
control.
it all. You gave it all for me, and all you are is all I need. This life I give it all.
Now, if I'm feeling like she's popping too much still,
I'm holding on to all you are.
darken it.
All I need is you.
And strong tone, so tuck it a little.
You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I need. This life I give it all.
It's better. Lots of vocals. So I'm pretty sure if I go back and check this, starting to lose the lead vocal, so I'm gonna go check. Oh, I know what I did. Something's missing. Keep doing that. This keyboard's not registering my commands, so actually what I'm missing is this.
Gave it up.
Sorry. Let me tell you a story about the time I did that on a PA.
This life I give it up. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it up. You gave it up for me.
Sorry, still getting used to the PC keyboard on a Mac. One thing I am starting to hear that I am not loving.
This life I give it up. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it up. You gave it up for me.
One more vocal.
And all you
You are
So another strong, deep vocal. So where we had one here.
just like
Nope, here.
this life I
So let's start with that particular setting because it sounds similar. And I will attempt to hit the right button this time. Check this one.
this life I give it up. I
give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are.
Cool. And then we'll pull over this one. Let's see what we're doing.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are.
And we'll little pullover.
All I need is you. Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
It's better, but let's gone a little bit funny.
Is all I need. This life
Let's see.
I give it all. I give
That one?
it all to you. I'm holding on to all.
Okay, I thought we were skimping out. We're skimping out, guys, on some plugins here. These multibands are killer for are absolutely killer to take care of the difference between a good mic and a bad mic. But I need to put my de-essers in because I completely missed those. Let's see here.
This life I give it all. I give it all to you.
And this one here.
This life I give.
Yep, and then this one here.
This life I give it all.
It's okay if they start to sound like they're lisping. They are only BVs.
I'm holding on to all you
All I need is you.
Checking my balance with my left right.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I need.
This life I
Give it all. I give it all
to you.
Okay, we've got two vocals doing the same thing. So what are we gonna do?
All I need is you.
Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me. And all you are is all I need.
So we'll hear that blend with everybody.
Life I give it all.
I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you.
So that one vocal on the right who's holding the notes out a little longer than everybody, I'll turn her down a little bit so it doesn't stick out as much. Nice and warm. S is taken care of.
Is all I need. In this life I give it all. I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it all. You gave it all for me.
Doesn't look like I have a
And
vocal on
all
that one.
you are is all I need.
Cool. Okay, so I'm running at 5% for my iPad, which is helping me read comments. So that is my quick approach to keeping the lead vocal sort of up front and center and under control, and also blending in my BVs to keep them in control. Are there any questions on that while I go and I find the next question from Facebook? So shoot them in the comments. I may have to ask for my wife to bring in the charger for the iPad because it is dying. I have some things to talk about too. We can talk about samples in a minute. Drum replacement, same conversation. I think I actually hit one of these. How do you incorporate crowd mics? Hopefully Jerry's watching. We went over that a little bit where I kind of filter out all the garbage. I don't put a low pass on it. I just turn a shelf down so that the high frequencies are attenuated, but I do need them. And then I take out some of the room tone in the mid range, and I boost some of the vocal range in that mid range. How do I compress vocals? Well, Soundboy05, I don't know who that is. Hopefully you're watching. This has been a lot about how I compress vocals. I control it first on average, and then I go ahead with the creative, like on 1176 or something. And then I might touch the peaks up a little bit with the Fairchild or something a little quick, but just tickle it. Thank you for doing the drum basses last time. It helped a lot. I'm so glad, Timothy. How do you handle lead vocals so it's in front of the band but still sounds together? That's pretty much... I don't really have two lead vocals in this song, but I would do something similar. I would want to make sure that they are complementing each other. And then I will flip over to the messages because I have some of those. Somebody wants to know, so blend BVs, I got that. Somebody wants to know how, Deal the sound guy wants to know how to be a system tech. That is a whole different conversation, but we can get into that too. All right, so if I'm doing drum replacement, there's a number of ways I do it. If I just have a session like this, I will look at my, well, first things I will do is I will look at, here's what we got with the snare right now, right? By itself, kind of crazy with the drums and the overheads and everything. And maybe we've got a little bit too much on the bottom. Right? Not that bad. Right? So this was a live recorded snare. It's somewhat in tune. I think it drifted a little bit. But, I mean, if I go into... I mean, we turned that into this. I also want to make sure that this is actually doing what it's supposed to do. I compress this overhead so that the snare is the thing that's triggering the compressor. And I do that because I want the close mics to be where the definition is. Obviously, the more consistent your drummer is, the better this will be. So anyway, we can turn a regular snare into a pretty killer sounding rock snare pretty easily. I mean, I've worked with this same recording a while now, and we've come up with slightly different snares every time. But so what I'll do is I'll take a snare track and I'll look at it and I'll make sure that there's, so we got cymbals going right here. This looks like a good candidate. What I would do, Command Shift, oopsie, wow, Command Shift N. I'll do a mono track and I'll call this one snare sample. And I'll take this, for the sake of this particular example, I'll take the whole track recording, but for right now, I'll just go take this. Oops, I need to do this one and this one. There we go, copy up. And that will give me just this to work with. And it's got little bleed and plenty strong transient there, right? So then I'll just go ahead and throw on, I believe he has put this everywhere. Dynamics. Yeah. Trigger. All right. I'll use Trigger. I have invested in Trigger since the original one before Slate Digital was a thing. It was just Steven Slate drums. And I will go ahead and audition a couple. Hopefully this is not... Well, I'm just going to hit one. Watch out, guys. I don't want this to be too loud. Okay, it's not that bad. Start in here. Some of these are pretty gnarly. Like there's a nice one, so we'll load that one in. It has a ring to it. We'll probably do rim shot. Right, so... As you run it, you'll see that it grabs the transient from the audio file and it tries to line it up. A couple of things you need to worry about are double triggering and things, so I'll probably go find a flam. There's not going to be in this particular section, but I'll find a snare hit that has a flam, and there'll be two independent transients, and I'll find the measure between where they are, and I'll set that as my minimum distance for rig trigger, right? So that, what are we at now? So... if I change this to be minutes and seconds, oh, that's right, I gotta do it here. Minutes and seconds, the grid can stay at bars and beats. Not that I have a grid programmed. So this is like 3 milliseconds, so I could actually just stay down here, right around 5 milliseconds. The other thing I will do is So detail will be, right? Well, this is a really good algorithm, but if I had it super sensitive, you'll see that it's triggering on kick bleed. So I'll leave that, or I'll dial that as I need to, but I'll leave it where it needs to be. And you can hear that it is triggering where it is. Now, there's a couple more things I'm going to do to this. So let's go ahead and hear the tone of that snare. I'll get a tune on it that's pretty close. And I will probably go ahead, because this is a sample that's meant to add, I will reduce its dynamic range quite heavily. Sorry if there's any like lip smack and stuff that's annoying. And the other thing I might do is pull down these crazy long times. So we want the sustain to be like 200 milliseconds, and the release, we can just keep it down there too. So now we have a nice clean sample, right? Okay, so it's relatively where it needs to be, so I'll go listen to the original one that we had. And I might do this before I actually pull a snare sound if I know I need it, or I might do it after. And I will go to the mixer. Actually, first thing to do is probably so it's a little bit better when it's out of polarity, which is the other snare mic was too. So now I will so what you'll notice is that I have come close to a relatively matching the tone and the feel of that snare with the sample, so that I can check it out.
Jesus, you gave it up, you gave it up for me, and all you are is all I need. Hang on to all you are, all I need is you, and Jesus, you gave it up, you gave it up for me.
But you can see quite quickly that it doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. Hold on, guys. I got to pull up the chat on my phone because my iPad has died. Give me a moment. Come on, guys. Mob Crush is a little bit of a pain. There we go. I think I got you guys back. It's like auto-tune for drums. Yeah, Dave. Have you ever tried... Oh, the Torque. Yes, I have. I have tried that one, Dave, Torque for drums. Mixed feelings. The thing that I have found, and it's not just because I'm a old dog, doesn't like to learn new tricks. I love new tricks. But the thing that I have found in my particular career is that if I can't use it quickly and achieve what I'm hearing in my head fast, then I'm probably going to drop it. So I don't think I have it installed on this. I believe it's under Harmonic Torque. No, I don't. Is it under here? No, I believe I own it. I tried it and I probably uninstalled it really quickly because I can achieve what I need to achieve with the basic tools pretty fast, in my opinion. And you can hear on this snare sample that, like, now I could probably go crazy. I could look for an over aggressive snare sound or something like that to bring it back in, and it is what it is. But the more I do that, the more I feel like it's fake, and it's not the real performance. So I mean, it is what it is.
Give it up, I give it all to you. I'm holding on to all you are. All I need is you. And Jesus, you gave it up. You gave it all for me. And all you were.
I mean, it is what it is. And I can go put the, I can start putting on our reverbs and stuff real quick, and you'll start to hear how this fills out. But we're coming up on 6:50. If there's any more questions, let me know. I'm running out on Instagram questions, or we've already gone. We've breezed through them, which is pretty good. Let's see. So that, I mean, that's my go-to for snare. I would use Trigger. That particular sample happens to be the one I like today, but again, I could just go just as easily start pawing through. Right? These also sound good. That one sounds good. That might be a good choice. That might be a nice choice, you know? Go back to triggering, look at my curves, make sure. Gives it a little bit more life. Yeah. Just check the, normally I would just check the pitch on it, too. Close enough for me, close enough for government work. Now, the other thing you gotta remember is I am contending with this. So it is what it is. I worked with the producer on this one to pull the actual snare samples out and left the white noise bursts, but the you can hear them. There's still a little snare sample in there left. So I mean, unless this drummer live is as accurate as a grid is in Logic, there's always going to be issues. So at least if you're producing background tracks for live, get the drums on their own stems so that you can take them out, because I don't know. I mean, I know some pretty awesome drummers, and I don't know one who can nail every single hit on the grid like a Logic sample can. So anyway, that being that, so hopefully this has been helpful tonight. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody still left in the chat? Zach, I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi. It's good to see you on. Just give it a moment. Believe, just so everybody knows, I believe there's a guy, I don't call out his name yet, I'll see if he responds, but there's a guy who's got a multi-track session I'll be pulling in soon with him to go through it. I really want to be able to get you guys in. I'm still working on that. I have some bugs that I'm still working through on Zoom side, but that's just OBS stuff. I'll get that all figured out. Dave, maybe we'll do, maybe I'll just bring up Torque Wednesday or Friday just to have a play with it again. I'll also be curious to know what its latency is like. So as long as there's no more questions, looks like we're good to wrap up for the night. Normally I like to go to 7:30, but if there's no if there are no more questions, then we can call it a night. Just going to check and see who's hanging out still. Because unfortunately with Mob Crush I can't see who's in each chat. I can only see people when they send me messages. Still got 4 people in the Facebook. Dave says, just curious, Lee was using it. Yeah, I saw Lee use it at was it the MXU for NAMM that they were broadcasting? Or I've seen him use it before. Like I said, I tend to be a quick and dirty guy. If it's not gonna dial in a sound real fast for me or whatever, I don't have an opportunity to learn it quickly, like especially when I'm running live mixes, then I'm probably going to pass on it. Normally I have about 4 hours to pull a mix for a song, typically speaking, as long as it's around 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes long, when I'm doing a studio mix. So there's a lot for me to get through in that entire time. So worrying about new plugins and stuff, I tend to just push it back in the back burner, you know. But yep, cool. Anything else, Dave? Kyle? Zach? Anybody? Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna look up somebody's name because I don't want to call them there. Free Dream Studios. I remember meeting you in LA. I just forgot your name. I do apologize, but I want to get it right. So let me just look it up because I'm pretty sure I have you in my contacts. Oh, I don't have that in my contacts. That's all right. I will find you. I know who you are, bro. Might have to do some test streams for Twitch because I'm really bummed that Twitch didn't ever start working. I don't think it did anyway. Yeah, nope. It's still black. I'm sorry, Twitch. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. All right, boys and girls, I will let us flip back to our talking head. Oh. Should be back to talking head now. Okay. Anyway, guys, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, free mix coaching. Like I said, I've got plenty of stuff to pull up. I'll be digging into my archive again to pull another one up. I've got a guy who might be sending me a track that we'll go through, brand new stuff I've never heard before, which is great. Exciting for me, exciting for you guys because it's completely fresh material. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you know somebody who you think could benefit from this and going through stuff, get them on here, share, get them subscribed to the YouTube channel. We'll be going over anything and everything audio, sending in questions every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I post in the morning asking for questions if there's something you're struggling with. So let them know about it. If there's something that they are struggling with, then we can go over. I would love to do that with you guys. Again, this is free Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You don't have to pay for anything. Yeah. YouTube.com/C/James Arthur Hurley, Twitch.tv/James Arthur Hurley, Facebook/James Arthur Hurley, Twitter is James A. Hurley, and Instagram is James Arthur Hurley. But I hope you guys enjoyed tonight. And I do look forward to seeing you guys next on Wednesday to go over some more stuff and to mix another song. But yeah, until then, I will catch you. Oops, a little bit of no notifications. Until then, I will catch you later.